5. It's time for a little beauty pick-me-up. Last week, we threw out a call to share with us your so-called hair dares, the hair dare challenge. So in other words, what's a hairstyle you've wanted to try but weren't sure if it was the right style for you, or you just haven't had the guts to do it? Dozens and dozens of you wrote in asking for us to weigh in and give advice on your so-called hair dare. And today's Studio 5 beauty and style contributor Megan Moore is helping as many women as we can get to today. And this concept of a hair dare, I think every woman has one. You probably follow through with most of your hair dares.
Yeah, I like to try new things. I mean, I think it's so fun to switch it up. But yeah, in the salon all the time I get asked these questions like, oh my gosh, I really want to try bangs, but I'm terrified. And so this is kind of a fun way to like play out some of these questions, and I'll give you my expert opinion on it.
I'm one of those trapped Utah blondes. I've always wanted to try brunette, and now I'm like years into it, and so it feels like a huge step. Do you think a lot of women get stuck in the same molds?
Absolutely. A rut is like, it's human nature, right? We get comfortable. We want to do what we feel comfortable doing. But if you're not changing your hairstyle, like really between about every 2 years.
Every 2 years?
Yeah, really every 2 years you should be trying something new. It doesn't have to be drastic, but it needs to be a big enough change that people go, oh, you changed your hair.
They notice.
If you never hear that,
wow,
that's a problem.
Every 2 years. Okay, that's the goal. We've got some viewers we're going to get into. They've shared their hair dares. Megan's going to weigh in if that works, or maybe if you should steer them in a different direction. We're starting with viewer Jessica Larzalier. She wrote in saying, I have had long hair forever. It's nice when it's fixed. I'm Hispanic, she said, and have so much hair, so a lot of curling, straightening. It takes forever. She's 31, a stay-at-home mom of 3. A lot of time, is wasted, she feels like, doing that long hair, so she oftentimes just throws it up. She describes her face as round, and she feels like a lot of hairstyles don't accent that face shape. So what's your advice for Jessica?
So anytime somebody's got super long hair, I like to ask 2 questions. Is it a security blanket, right? Are you just used to it, so you're scared for a change? And again, if it's so long that all you do is put it up every day, what's the point of having it be so long? So what's the point, right? So for her, I would recommend that yes, we cut it. Now it certainly doesn't have to go crazy short, but something that's around kind of collarbone length is perfect, because it can then still be long enough to wear up.
She's still going to want to pull it up, right?
Absolutely.
In a pony from time to time.
Right? We love to wear our hair up. But when it's at a manageable length, you'll find yourself actually doing it more often, right? Curling it, straightening it, all of those things. So I would definitely recommend doing it. I feel like sometimes it's scary for people that have had that super long hair.
Sure.
Because like I said, it is a security blanket. Yeah. But as soon as you go for it, it's like freedom, right? Oh, I did something I should have done years ago.
So she mentioned kind of her thicker hair. She has a lot of it. It's beautiful as well. Beautiful. Any celebrity inspiration we can pull from for a cut for her?
Yes. So I reached for this picture of Eva Mendes, who again is gorgeous, as she's got this long, dense hair just like that, but it's at that collarbone length, so now it's something that's actually manageable.
It looks great. Okay, hopefully that helps you out, Jessica. Next up, Aubrey Jackson. She actually sent in a video of her hair dare. This is her question. Let's take a listen.
My question is, what can I do to my naturally curly, crazy hair to freshen up my look? I've had the same hairdo my whole life. I either put a little bit of layers in it, or I grow my bangs out, or I highlight it, and it's pretty much just been the same. I am grateful for it, and it is super easy to do, but if I want to change it up a bit without damaging it or taking a lot of time, what is your advice to me?
So basically, she's saying, should I straighten my hair? And I'm glad she acknowledged she's grateful for it, because those of us with stick straight hair, we get so jealous of those naturally curly locks.
Absolutely. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, no, don't straighten it. It's beautiful. But when somebody that's got super curly hair, a lot of times what we hear is they don't have any variation. And that's exactly what she said. She said, like, it's pretty much the same every single day. It's hard for me to change it. So what I recommend for her is to lean towards something that's more smoothing and not necessarily straightening, because straightening is a big commitment, right? And it can be damaging to the hair. So I recommend using something like this product that we have here today. This is part of the Tresemme 7-Day Straight series. And so what it does is you put it in, there's a shampoo and conditioner, and then there's a serum and a blow dry spray. So that first day she washes her hair, she is going to straighten it with the flat iron, and it's going to go through the process. So that day is going to be a little bit longer.
That's a commitment.
That's a commitment, but she should be able to wear it straight for about 3 days. And then on her next wash, because she's got this keratin that's been built into it, it's going to come back to some curl, but not her full curl. So it's going to end up being more like a loose wave. so she's gonna get some variation in that curl. So she's looking for something different. And then on the third wash, her curl is gonna come back. So she's gonna have kind of a variation throughout her week of straight, kind of medium, and then curly again. So there she's getting that variation without that huge commitment of like straightening every single day.
We're smoothing, not straightening. I like it. Next up, Colleen Meyer. Colleen emailed us about her long hair. Her basic question, which I think a lot of women can connect with, am I too old to rock it? She said, I'm 62 years old. I have always been told that older women shouldn't have long hair. I've had my hair long my whole life. I've struggled with cutting it, not sure if it will look good on me or how to style it. I need some help deciding what to do. So on behalf of all of the beautiful 60-somethings out there, what's your take on slightly older women with longer hair?
I think you probably do want to cut it somewhat. I don't think the rule applies anymore that you have to have super short hair that we roll in rollers or anything like that. We've moved past it. But shorter hair definitely works when you're older because typically we lose a lot of density. Our hair starts to hang and it almost looks like a curtain that just hangs. It doesn't have that thickness and that movement that it once did. So I would recommend cutting it, but she can certainly still have some length. One of my favorite celebrity inspirations for older women is this picture right here. Isn't she? Oh, she's so gorgeous. Jane Fonda.
Oh,
right?
I love Jane.
So this is a perfect haircut because she still has the length, but we've added bangs, we've added layers, we've got all this movement. So now she's got some height and some pizzazz again.
I've heard Kathy Lee Gifford, even a woman in her 60s who's kept the long hair, say, this is all extensions, people. Because you lose that volume. So that Jane Fonda haircut hopefully is good inspiration for Colleen. All right, finally we have Sammy. Sammy is joining us via Skype today. Sammy, where are you Skyping in from?
Murray, Utah.
Murray, Utah. Shout out to Murray. Hey, what's your hair dare that you've been thinking about trying that you want Megan's opinion on?
Yeah, so I have been a bleach blonde my entire life, and a couple months ago I just had a baby, and so going to the salon every 6 to 8 weeks isn't super practical anymore. So I'm thinking about going a more natural, caramely brown color and kind of doing the chop-off mom bob, and I wanted your advice on that.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so this is one of those cases.
We were just talking about that, Sammy. I'm in the same situation.
Yeah,
so what do you say?
You've been blonde your whole life, but now you're ready for a change. I think she's a perfect candidate for adding some roots to that blonde. It's it's on trend, but I wouldn't even call it a trend. I would say that it's here to stay.
Okay.
And so she's going to get a little bit more depth in the roots. So that means she's not going to spend every 6 weeks in the salon.
Right.
She can stretch that out 3 to 4 months. And so that's something that you can do. So you can still be blonde, but you don't have the maintenance of being full blonde. A great inspiration for this would be Lauren Conrad. She's got the perfect rooty blonde and a beautiful bob. So I wouldn't go all the way mom bob, super short, but maybe this in-between kind of shaggy bob is a perfect
Everyone counsel me, don't do anything crazy after you have a baby. You want to, but
Take
just
some time.
Let it breathe a little bit. All right, Megan, this was really fun. Thank you so much. If people want more advice, beauty advice from you, where can we find you?
I'm always at thebeautysnoop.com.
Look for the link on our website, too. Thanks again.
Thanks.